So I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and I see all these camera guys. You know who I mean? Peter McKinnon and that Norwegian guy, Hapoya, something like that. There's a whole bunch of them. And there's another guy I started to watch recently, Gerald Undone. Wait, I gotta do this. As I was saying. So well, just let me run down a list of them. Peter McKinnon. He looks a bit like Jesus, and he posts a lot. There's Matty Hapola. He used to be called Travel Feels. He's Norwegian, I think. He is connected with Peter McKinnon now. He moved to Canada, and he is another young guy who does similar type of really good-looking photography and really good-looking video, and he'll tell you all about cameras and settings and everything you need to know. There's Ryan Cow, another fella. Doesn't have as many followers, but he's hardworking and he does a good job, and he explains all kinds of camera stuff to people. Tells you how to do it. Gerald Undone is another one. He gets into really a lot more technical kind of stuff. You know, tells you all the reasons why this does and that does, and numbers and charts, and it's like, oh my God, my head's going to explode, but in a pleasant way. So it's all very helpful. If you watch all of these guys, you will pick up everything you need to know in order to make videos. So what's my problem? Well, my problem is, did I just step in a turd? Gross. I just stepped in a turd. Thanks to you. Yeah, you would do that. My problem with all these camera guys is that, because by the time you're done listening to them all, you would think that in order to have good quality video, that you've got to shoot it in 24p, and it's got to be shot in 4K on a full frame sensor to get that gorgeous bokeh. Shot in 422, 10-bit or 12-bit or 16-bit, and color graded all to hell. Do all this fancy stabilization, and you got to put music to it and cut it to the music so it all perfectly good, and logos with a scripty font at the beginning, and you got, it's just so much. And they tell you that you got to do this, and they all do it, and all of these videos look great, and they all have genuinely useful information. But you got to be careful, because the problem is that it's starting to turn everybody into the same thing. If I see that scripty font one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not a video maker, and I'm not a photographer, and I'm not an illustrator, I'm not a 3D animator, I'm not a sculptor, I'm not a painter, I'm not a person who does drawings, none of those things. I'm an artist, and if I'm an artist, that means I want my stuff to look like my stuff. So you got to be careful when you're doing anything creative and you're taking advice from people, that you use their advice to inform your own message and have your work look like your work. The danger of following all these camera guys' advice a little too much to the letter is that they're starting to turn photography and video in general into Instagram. You follow their steps, you download their presets, you download their LUTs, all these packages and things you can do to get banger Instagram videos today. There's a squirrel over there. There he goes. You got to be careful paying attention to those guys. They have a lot of good information, but it's too samey same. At the end of the day, you are an artist, right? And there's lowercase a artist, and there's uppercase A artist. And you become an uppercase A artist when you start identifying as an artist. The day that clicks in your head is when you capitalize that word. And when you capitalize that word, you no longer have the ability or the willingness within you to use other people's work. Good artists copy and great artists steal. And when you capitalize that A, that's when you start thinking, I want to start making this stuff my own. And you got to progress to that point pretty quick. You don't want to spend too much time living in the shadow, for lack of a better word, of all these camera guys, because really you're just aping what they're doing and you're kind of expressing their vision. I even noticed Casey Neistat did it for a tiny little while when he got involved with Peter McKinnon a little bit. I guess they were talking and doing some work together or something. Then all of a sudden Casey's videos started to look kind of processed. You know, they started to look, instead of like a little more street and just kind of out doing stuff kind of like this, They looked edited more. No, not edited more. They looked processed more. They looked like they had an Instagram filter on them. And I think that was Peter McKinnon in the background going, look, Casey, you can add this LUT and you can do this and you can shoot in 4K. And at the end of the day, Casey's videos kind of look like Peter's videos. You know what? If I want to watch Peter's videos, and sometimes I do, if I want to watch Peter's videos, I'll go watch Peter's videos. But if I want to watch Casey Neistat's videos, then I'm going to go watch Casey Neistat's videos. And if you want to watch my videos, then you could subscribe to this channel. What a dumb plug. Anyway, that's my rant. I just wanted to point out that you can do anything you like with photo or video. You don't have to shoot in 24p, you don't have to shoot in 4K, you don't have to downsize and up-res and change, you don't have to color correct and all, you don't have to do any of it. Letterbox and the film and the cinematic look and all of this nonsense. You don't have to do any of that. Just because certain things are done in the industry doesn't mean you have to do them. You got to break new ground and set new standards. So I hope that as you're learning video and you're learning photography, that you keep all of this in mind and you very quickly move on from trying to have your work look like those guys and start focusing on having your work look like your work. And this is my very first video in this channel, but I think maybe that's what it's going to be about. You're not going to see any tutorials or how-tos, and there's not going to be any LUTs and presets and color packages to download. I think maybe I can just help artists be better artists, even in the rain. So now I got to go change these car tires. Hey, we got to go back in. I got work to do. Come on, come back inside. So thanks for listening to this little rant. Back inside. I just want everybody's work to look like what the creator's vision. That sounds too religious. I want your work to look like your work, and I want you to be careful about whose influences you take and how early you take them. You guys done? So that's it. If you like this, give it a like. Like that smash button. And if you didn't like it, then give it a downvote or a down like, a dislike. We gotta go in. Let's go, Muppet Show. Inside, inside, inside. Up, 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 up. Yep, yep, yep. Nice job.